unmute, and then here we are. All right, Hungarian GP. Is Brecky driving the track? He is. Okay, we can just watch Brecky for a bit because he's Hungarian. Why not? Race is in about 5 minutes. I don't know what the line is on this track. I didn't drive it. I found out I had to be here like an hour ago. Well, I guess it was technically yesterday, but I started doing stuff an hour ago. I've set up some cameras, presumably not very well, but it is something at least. Yeah, so it's a standard quali, and then just a normal race. Very, very typical event. It's the mid-park event, the mandatory mid-park race of the season. But this time, interestingly, it's not New Zealand GP because Midnight made a new track for that. So he's just thrown this on poor Hungarian's track. Is it a Hungarian track? I don't know. Probably not, but it's what they've been given. So we're just going to have to deal with it. Will there be overtakes? Probably. There's enough back markers. We'll see. I'm not sure what's changed from the old version. This section we're going through now seems to be completely new. Well, not completely new, but it wasn't like this before. Will it make the track any better for racing? Nobody knows. Oh, I've been messaged. Alright, what time is it? We got 3 minutes. Exciting race. Let's see who's winning. Oh, I can't see because I don't. Let's have a look at the nation standings. What are we looking at? UK way ahead. That's nice. We got a fight here between France and Poland, though. What about individual? Gilo way ahead. Soda and Mafiosa very close. I don't think Soda's here. Is Mafiosa here? No idea. Yeah, he is. Okay, so it looks like Mafiosa's gonna get ahead. But there are mulligans, so we don't know. Average points is probably a better indicator. Do we have that? No, not really. Yeah, it looks like Soda's already missed a race. Mafiosa hasn't missed a race yet, so he's probably way behind. Soda looks to have pretty solid average points then if he's only done 3 races compared to 4. Unless I assume a mulligan hasn't been applied already. There's no indication. But yeah, France versus Poland. Who's here today from each of the countries? I don't know. We got Gilo, Nova, presumably Tauvi. And then A. Tommy is Polish. I don't know if he's racing for Team Poland. I would assume he is. Okay. We're gonna have to start quali here soon. Let's load the heat when it turns to 9. And then no one gets to say late. Hopefully it's gonna work. Oh, hang on. There we go. I remembered this time. Alright, let's see. Hopefully everyone will have signed up. There we go. Oh my. Does anyone need adding? Let's see. APW8 needs to be added. I don't know what that means. We're gonna try it. No, they're already in. Okay, it seems like everyone's here. So let's ready check. Oh, Blip has just gone offline. That's unfortunate for him. Zine seems to have just got here. A bunch of people aren't ready, but does that matter? Probably not. They should be here at the start time and ready if they want to do it. They're in the heat, so they'll be alright to start a little bit late. Give them a few seconds. Oh, we can heat add Xenix. There we go. Is here DRS? No, there's no DRS. Alright. Oh, I gotta input a start time. We'll do 5 seconds. Heat ready, check. Let's check it. Yeah, those people aren't important. Okay. Heat start, 5 seconds. Camera, follow. Let's follow Gilo. He, I believe, has the best time. We're gonna see how these cameras kick in. Hopefully they will. Please? Yeah, there we go. And here's everyone coming around the first turn. Jesus, a bunch of people going wide. Zine seems to be at the front for now. Gilo taking a different line. Gilo's wall tapping on the right. And most people seem to be taking that left route for a better entry. And it does seem to be working for them, to be fair. CT Cuber out in the lead. Alright, and Gilo not far behind though. Are they wall tapping? They all seem to be wall tapping on the wood section. We'll see what they do through here because there's some weird tuning going on. Seems that mixed dice is the choice of most people. That makes sense. And then packed dice. CT Cuba way out in the head, in the lead. Let's see as he finishes the lap. It's a bit closer now, but he does still seem to be considerably ahead of everyone else. I'm not sure what happened to Gilo. And everyone finishes their lap. Oh yeah, there's lap reset on this, so they'll get teleported back to the start point when they finish a lap. And then they'll all come back through again. Look at all those people finishing, Jesus. So they're in loneliness, so they can't see each other, of course. And here comes CTQ for his second lap. It looks like Mafiosa set the best time. I didn't see him in the pack, so I guess he started a bit later than everyone else. CTQ is all the way down in third, 0.2 behind. He's not improving at the moment. Dilo seems like he was improving, but he has fallen in the skip. Let's take a look at Mafiosa. He's not on improvement, but we can see what he's doing here. He also seems to be taking the same line as everyone else, taking that mixed dice, going across the packed dice there. Allied Galaxy seems to be on a pretty big improvement ahead of him. 9 seconds, Jesus, that must be a pretty bad first lap for him that he's making up for now. See what time he gets. 58, still not a great time. Mafiosa still seems to be way in the lead. I want to see what Gilo is going to be doing about this, because he has the best time on the leaderboard, so by rights he should be capable of putting down a pretty solid time in quali, but so far he's not even in the top 15 that I can see, so he's going to be wanting to redeem himself here. Ah, there we go. It looks like he hasn't made it past that wooden turn with the, I guess there's wall priority on it. Yeah, and he's on a 3-second improvement just from that. 3.25. We'll see if his lap is going to be competing with the others. It doesn't seem like he's going for the wall tap on that sign. He's not taking a wall tap there either. He did lose a bit of time, but not enough for me to think that it's just the wrong line. Here he comes now, setting the time. Oh, only up to 5th. He's still 0.25 behind. Looks like Mafiosa might have just improved as well, did he? I'm not sure. It would say in the chat if he did. I saw something change in the leaderboard. Yeah, because Crumb's now 0.3 behind Mafiosa. Alright, Gilo coming around for another lap. doesn't seem to be improving at the moment, but there's still plenty of lap left. Alright, still taking that same line. It seems to be just a case of pushing it harder. Although, for a 0.4 improvement to reach that pole time, I wonder how much harder you need to push it, because there's not a huge amount of difficulty in the track. I do question whether Gilo has the right line, even though he has such a good time. Let's do this. Take a look at Mafioso as he does a lap. Crashes turn one, what a go. But he did improve again on that last lap. That's crazy. What's he doing here? He seems to be taking that inside ice. That could be where he's getting that advantage on Gilo. I'm not sure where he's getting it on Crumb. Could potentially just be clean driving. We'll have a look in a second. Ooh, Mafioso's taking the blue ice there, it looks like. Not sure if that's actually his line or if he's just kind of taking it casually because he's not improving this lap for sure. No laps left for anyone, so they should now be finishing up their last lap. Let's see if Crumbcat is going to be doing anything. Has he finished or is he on his last lap? Crumbcat finished, so he's, yeah. Oh, and he's dropped all the way down to P4. Gilo did get a bit closer. Only 0.1 off now. And so did CTQ, actually. Starting on P3, it seems. What happened, Zine? Oh, Zine's not even in the top 15. That's a shocking performance from him. Damn. What on earth is Zine doing? Alright, let's see if... Does everyone seem to be finished? And then we can finish the heat. There's someone finishing now. Professor Floor on their last lap. Definitely not improving. Someone just messing around. That's fine because of the loneliness. Here's someone finishing. So we got a couple people finishing. They'll finish soon. Anybody else? Let's see. Does not seem like it. Okay, once those two are finished, I mean the heat should finish, right? I do believe that's everyone finished now. Whatever, I'm gonna finish this heat. And okay, so we're looking at Mafio's pole. Hang on, let's do a event countdown. Let's say 3 minutes for a quick break. There we go. Alright, and we'll be back in probably 2.5 minutes. Alright, we are back. Race soon. Oh shoot, hang on. Heat load. Let me get ready. 3, 2, 1. Bang! Oh, for... And no one said late anyway. We're fine. What the... What? What? What's going on here? Oh, Recky's small. Alright, okay. I mean, here's what our starting grid is looking like. Mafioso, Gilo, CT Cuba, our podium sitters for now, followed immediately by Chrome, Martinitas, Kaspersek, Iltis, Atomi, Echo Evo, and Ikanos. That's an interesting top 10, to be honest with you. Oh yeah. Iced 11. Do we have anyone else who needs to be added? Add midnight. No. Alright. What is pit delta? Okay. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do camera follow. And we're gonna follow Mafiosa because he started on pole. Okay. Heat ready check. Let's see. As long as most people answer it, we're fine. Yeah, most people are ready, so there's clearly no glaring issue. Heat. Start. 5 seconds. Alright, here we go. Getting ready for... I think this is the 5th race. I'm not sure. But we got Mafiosa leading the race to begin with. Here they come through the first turn. Chromcat just barely on the edge of that tandem. Martin getting bumped out. CT Cuba and Gilo taking a different line to Mafiosa here. Mafiosa seeming to be getting ahead even more because of it. It'll be interesting to see if they adapt their line to after seeing this, because Mafiosa's already almost out of tandem, and he does get out of tandem and he bumps Gilo. CT Cuba up into P2. Gilo falling all the way to P5, it looks like. Crum and Echo both overtaking him. Echo must have had a great race start because he was about 9th, I think. No one's going for the wall tap, it seems. Mafiosa's just soaring ahead. Will we see anyone going into the pit lane here? No one towards the top seems to be going for it. And here they come down for the end of the first lap. Mafiosa clearly ahead. And then CT Cuba just behind, seeming to be in a battle with Chromcat at the moment. Let's follow that. That sounds interesting. CT Cuba now taking the ice on the left. Doesn't look like Gilo's updated though. Gilo and Crum following right behind CT Cuba. Let's actually follow Gilo as he tries to fight his way back up. I'm using this fancy new tech I've got. It's nice. I mean, the cameras are set up pretty appallingly, but it's still kind of cool. Here we go. They're in tandem. Gilo just ahead for now. They both seem to be taking pretty much the same line through there. Gilo just slightly cleaner. Slightly different through there, but it hasn't affected the gap between them, it seems. Someone's going for a first pick. Kaspersek. Yeah, Gilo's still just barely ahead, but he can't... Oh, CT Cuba bumps on that block there and is just barely holding on to this tandem, and that's a really bad line from there. It looks like he's probably going to be struggling to hold this, and he's going to let them both in front cleanly. He's down to P4 now. Gilo already all the way back up to P2. Only 2.5 seconds behind Mafiosa. That's not bad considering his start. And he is now pushing Chromcat out of this tandem. Crum taking more packed ice there. It doesn't seem to be doing him any favours. He's still just barely holding on to that tandem. And it looks like Gilo has gone a bit wide there for some of these back markers. The back marker's gone to pit for him though. And Chromcat managed to hold the tandem through there. That probably helped him a little bit. But it looks like he's still just barely holding on to the tandem. Gilo seems to be taking that a bit more inside. Is he gonna, if he goes for the wall tap here, he might bump Crumb. Crumb taking a bit of a wider line. We'll see if he can get back in here, or if Gilo's gonna just block him. That does seem to be what happens. Gilo seems to get his body in the way with his wall tap line there, and push Crumb out of tandem, even though Crumb probably had a bit more exit speed there on the turn. Okay, where's CT Cuba? CT Cuba's dropped all the way back into 5th. What else have we got? He does seem to be... I forget how the leaderboard works, so it seems like we got a pretty considerable gap between everyone for now. We'll see if Mafiosa is getting any back markers. Let's have a look. He seems to be running in clean air for now. He is in tandem with his teammate, which is probably going to benefit him here. His teammate can hold off Gilo if Gilo even manages to get close. He's taking a different line through their panels. That's going to be kind of risky because he's going to have less exit speed. He's just holding on to the tandem, but it's going to be broken. I don't know if he's going to be able to avoid it cleanly. We'll see here. It doesn't look like he... Yeah, no, he gets bumped there. Oh, and Mafiosa going past Boshi, who's just crashed on the side of the track. This is going very nicely for him. I want to see how Gilo now deals with these back markers, because Mafiosa got past them very nicely. We'll see if Gilo has the same luck. It seems like he will here, as the Boshi is pit, and he got past Pemu somehow, inexplicably. Okay, let's go back to watching Mafiosa then, and see if we get any back marker encounters here. There he is. He's just gone past a bunch of people that are coming out of the pit between him and Gilo. That's going to be kind of rough for Gilo. It looks like... Let's go back to Gilo and see how he deals with this, I think. Yeah. Here he is. He's got these 2 back markers that he is going to have to find some way to get past. 32 Talvi, I believe, is his teammate, so he might not have trouble there. But Iced 11 is certainly going to be holding him up here. He may consider a pit here if he's feeling bold, but there are a lot of drivers on here, so you might want to hold on to them and just try and overtake these guys while you have the chance. Yeah, there we go. There's Talvi giving him that position. Bumping him, though, on the very next turn, but he does seem to potentially be able to keep this tandem here. Will he be able to get it? Oh, that's really close, and he's going a bit wide there. That's kind of... He's right on the edge of that tandem. Oh, but he should have a better line through there, surely. It looks like he... Oh, no! He gets outsped and bumped, and he loses even more time there. Martin closing in on him. I don't know if he got the tandem from that. It doesn't look like he has, but that's a really rough position for Gilo, and yeah, you can see he got bumped there. That's kind of rough for him. He's 8 seconds behind Mafiosa. That is an incredible lead for Mafiosa. He's going to be feeling very comfortable right now. Gilo, if he wants to win this race, he's going to need to pull off something exceptional here. Possibly a pit here. Yeah, he's going to pit. Alright. Who else can we look at? Let's watch Mafiosa again. That is not a great camera angle. There he is. Does he have anything going on for him at the moment? It really doesn't look like it. He's got someone up ahead with the sombrero, but are they going to be a problem for him? We'll see. Going through the chicane. He's not already stuck it, as you know. He's taking a wide line there to dodge them. It looks like he might have stuck it here, though, already. Yeah, just like that, he's in tandem. It is a very close tandem, so he does need to be careful. But he has good opportunities here. He takes the wall tab line. Takes that turn pretty wide, but it does look like he might be able to hold that. He is still in tandem. Alright, let's see what happens on this first turn. He's taking a bit of a wider entry, but he does get better speed. Yeah, he's comfortably in that tandem now. That back marker is no problem. And he's already pushed the back marker out of tandem. Alright, does he have anyone coming up? His next person is Crumpcat. Kromka, who started P4, I believe, is so probably gonna have pretty decent pace. Not gonna be holding him up that badly, but is someone that he probably won't be able to overtake. So he might be looking at his first pick consideration here. He does have a 10-second gap to the next person. I don't know what Gido's area is like. He is right behind Brecky, so. But that does mean Mafioso would be ahead of him, because you got to remember how big that gap was between them. And Mafioso doesn't seem to have been slowed down very much. Mafioso could potentially here be ahead of Ursa Carla even. He might, if he pits, be looking at coming out in like P3 even already. On track, that is. Net, he seems to be clearly first. CT Cuba does seem to have regained some of the time that he lost to Gido. He's only 3 seconds behind on the leaderboard. We can go and see Gido has gotten in tandem with Brecky already, so there's probably not a whole lot holding him up. Let's have a look, actually. Let's go check on our leader of our one pit gang. He does seem to be in pretty clean air, so he's going to be looking to put down some quick laps to catch up to Mafiosa. He's still taking that right route. I find that very questionable. I guess that's the route that he practiced. It has seemed to be quite slow through the race from what we've seen. Although we did see that one instance where he used it to block off Crumb and get him out of tandem. So there's clearly some. I mean, it's not terrible, evidently, because he got P2 in quali with it, but I do question whether it's a sound racing line for repeated laps, because he doesn't seem to be gaining time on people with it. In fact, it seems to be the opposite almost. And it is just a more difficult way to take the turn, because your line is just that much tighter on the entry to the turn. Traditional racing line would tell you stick over to the left and get the better entry. He has just overtaken that back marker, who was also taking the same line, and demonstrated my point quite well by crashing onto the inside. Mafiosa's going for his first pit. It will be interesting to see where he comes out in a second. What else do we have? Looking at our two pitters, Crumb is leading the two pitters. I'm not sure what the pit delta is to comment on whether he's in the fight or not, but he certainly could be. It's not out of question, but he has used up 2 of his pits already, and he's just been overtaken by Ale, it looks like. Let's actually go have a look at that, because they do seem to be in a fight. Yeah, there we go. There's Ale, and right behind him is Crumbcat. They do have APW8, but based on that line, he shouldn't be much of an issue. Yeah, he's already been bumped out of the way. So it looks like Crumb is trying to... Oh, Crumb's going to go for his 3rd pit already. We're not even halfway through the race. That might end up quite badly for him if he doesn't get good clean air now. Let's go take a look at what Mafiosa is having to deal with. There he is. And it looks like he's still in clean air. He's like, what is that, 8 seconds ahead of Brecky or 2? No, it's got to be 2. He's 2 seconds ahead of Brecky. And then what? I don't know how far ahead of Gilo, but considerably far ahead of Gilo. That looks like Crumb might have just actually come out the pit right behind him. So, yeah. That's interesting to see. Santoros here. Is he going to get in the way? No, he's not. Okay, Mafiosa going straight past another back marker. He is not having any trouble that we've seen. I mean, he's used 1 pit to get past, to deal with, what was it, Crumbcat maybe? But other than that, he's been in pretty much clean air for most of the race, or at least dispatching the back markers pretty efficiently. Gilo is the next person behind him on the leaderboard. Only 4.5 seconds. That is certainly recoverable. You know, we got 14 laps left. If you're quicker, you can probably get 4 seconds in 14 laps for sure. How you stick the overtake, I really don't know. You need some sort of pit strategy here, or if Mafiosa makes some mistake, which he doesn't seem to be, at least so far, then that 4 seconds can disappear very quickly. So Gilo very much still in the fight, just hoping on some backmarker action, and we do seem to be coming up on some backmarkers that could spice things up a bit for us. It is that seems to be a tandem battle in front of us. Itomi and Empe should be and they've just both pit. I believe they're both Polish drivers. Mafiosa Polish driver, so it does make sense that they would do that. That is very, very fortunate for him to have. That was probably the biggest threat to his race that he's come up on yet, and they both just pit for him. That is, that's incredible team strategy, to be honest. I wonder why they wouldn't, let him in tandem to get themselves between him and Gilo and potentially be a big obstacle for him, but I guess if you do that, you are slowing yourself down. And they could be trying to focus on their own races as well, presumably. But yeah, Mafios are just in miles and miles of clean air now. CT Cuba doing his second pit. He seems to be leading the 2-pitters, but I don't think we have any dangerous 2-pitters other than him, because Aalt and Crum have both done both of their pits. I don't know where he's going to be. He did just pit now, and he was not seemingly to be in the fight with Mafiosa and Gilo, so I really don't think he's in the fight at the moment. I'm not sure that he will be. He would need that to be giving him some very clean air, and the opposite for these two. And for some reason, them not pit because of it. So it's really not looking good for his race in terms of getting a win. But he is still leading the 2 pits. So if he can drive well here, he'll be in a pretty good position. Echo also pitting, getting his second pit done. Potentially in the fight with CT Cuba. We'll see as the leaderboard updates behind CT Cuba. Not sure by how much. 1.3 seconds. Let's go have a look at this fight. Seems like they're both just running in clean air, so CT Cuba could potentially be clawing back some time on everyone else here if he's putting down good laps. Which he did qualify 3rd, so, he could be putting down those good laps, trying to fight his way back up the order. Echo Evo right behind him as well is going to be preying on him to either be very quick or very, very bad. He doesn't want to lose that pace here because he sees that clean air right in front of him, so he might not be wanting to pit to get away from CT Cuba, especially if CT Cuba is quicker, which it does seem to be at the moment, but there's not a lot in it, I don't think. Gilo has just caught up quite a bit to Mafiosa, actually. Not sure if there was some backmarker interaction there or what happened, but we'll go take a look now. There's Mafiosa, there's Gilo. There is still a backmarker between them. So we're going to see how Gilo deals with this backmarker. He's still taking that wall tap line. Is it going to work out for him here? It seems alright. He's got past one back marker, but that's not the one he needed to get past for now. Ooh, that's going to be kind of rough there. He does seem to have lived, but he crashes on the outside. Now there's a whole lot going on ahead of him. Empe ahead of him, a teammate of Mafiosa. We saw them having some good team calls earlier, so we'll see what happens here with these drivers. Gilo just stuck an incredible overtake there. I don't know how he even managed that, to be honest, but he's done that just to go into the pit. So he's going to do his second pit. We'll see where he comes out in relation to, I guess, CT Cuba's pit as well. So we'll see where he comes out in relation to Echo. I think it'll be considerably ahead. But, yeah, let's go just watch Mafiosa for now. See if he's having any problems. He really does not seem to be. I don't think I've caught him being slowed down a single time this race. If you if you watch this back, he's gonna seem like the greatest of all time. Which, who knows, maybe he is, we'll see. But yeah, no, the way he's been dealing with these back markers has been pretty, pretty, pretty great to watch for now, at least. He did lose that time to Gilo, though, remember. He lost about at least 3 seconds, because I remember he was 4.8 and I saw him 1.8. I'm not sure how that happened. He is behind CT Cuba, who is also technically in this fight, leading the 3 pairs. But they're on a similar area on the track as well. I'm not really sure how that interaction plays out, but if you remember earlier, we saw Crumb in a pretty similar area to them as well. Although Crumb is nowhere to be seen, so I'm not sure what happened to him, but he's not even in the top 15 at the moment. He cannot be top 4, because there's at least 4 people ahead of him on the same number of pits. Don't know what happened. Something unfortunate, presumably, because he's way back now in the order. Mafiosa is just having a lovely time here, though. Let's go take a look at what Gilo's dealing with. He does have a back marker in front of him, APW8, another Polish driver. It's really just a lot of Polish drivers on the track at the moment, it seems. Causing a lot of trouble for Gilo. He's gonna have to find a way to overtake here as well, because he has used... Oh, he's only used 2 pits. He can pit if he needs to, but... And there is only 8 laps left, so it is certainly something to consider, actually. But, you know, once he's used it, he can't use another. So... Or, I mean, he could, but it wouldn't benefit him anymore. But, yeah, no, that's going to be kind of rough for him behind that back marker. Ooh, that looks like he stuck it. And then we'll see how his line plays out here, because he will get a bit further ahead now, but he's going to lose some time on this exit. Is he going to be able to hold it? Looks like he will if he gets some good turns here. Yeah, that looks like a fairly comfortable tandem, especially for someone considerably quicker. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's free. Okay. He's already almost pushed the back marker out of tandem, and now he's in a pretty nice position. Looks like he has a considerable amount of clean air. I do think I saw someone slightly ahead of him, but he has a pretty decent gap now to start trying to get back some time on Mafiosa with pure pace. We'll see if he manages to do that. Mafiosa was in pretty good clean air, though. Echo Evo is now ahead of CTQ. Let's go watch this, because that looks like an interesting fight. Echo Evo with CT Cuba right behind. They've been fighting for this position what seems like the entire race now. And Echo is winning it at the moment. CT Cuba was ahead, so something has happened to change that driver order. Martin is coming out of the pit now. Martin with 3 pits. We'll see where he comes out in relation to them. Looks like he's going to be just in tandem with CT Cuba. There, they are neck and neck behind Echo. So we'll see how that fight goes, especially what is going on now. Okay, let's do this. Let's watch this tandem battle with CT Cuba and Martin, because this is definitely for a position. And it looks like Gilo's going for his 3rd pit as well. Something happened to Echo, and now all 3 of them are in tandem. This is a nuts tandem battle right here, potentially for P3 even. It's looking like a Mafiosa, Gilo, and then one of these 3 at the moment. Echo does seem to be slightly ahead, but there's practically nothing in it, and already around this turn Echo's a bit behind. What lines are they all taking? Echo crashed out of the fight, miles behind now, so it's between these 2, CT and Martin. Oh, that's rough for CT Cuba. Martin getting ahead in that tandem battle. CT Cuba's going to be all the way behind Echo even. That's kind of rough for him. I'm not sure that was a... I mean, I can tell you from the results that it wasn't a good idea, but I question what he was thinking when he went for that move. It's important sometimes to just be a bit more careful. Let's take a look at what's going on for Gilo for a little bit. He does seem to have another back marker, and it's Brecky. That could potentially be rough for him when he catches up. Brecky is currently second place on the track. Not net, of course. He's 50 seconds behind Mafiosa. But it's funny to see that the only two people in the top 15 that haven't done 3 pits have done 1. And there's 50 seconds between them, and they're P1 and P2. So, what? Gilo's around 51 seconds behind Mafiosa, so he needs the pit delta to be like 25, 26-ish. So we'll keep that in mind. Mafiosa is... Let's have a look what Mafiosa is dealing with. Here he comes. He is just right behind them. That's interesting how that's been working out, that the 3 pits brings you out behind the 1 pits, and obviously 2 and 0. Still not seeing Crumb. I guess maybe he disconnected or did an extra pit or something to to just destroy the race. Maybe he had to go. You never know. But yeah, Mafiosa driving in clean air. CT Cuba seems to have just overtaken Echo. let's go back and follow this, because that fight has been going on. Yeah, they're back at it again, and they're behind the same back marker as before, who has just crashed, and this time it's in CT Cuba's favor. He's gotten in tandem now. We may have just witnessed the end of that fight, because I believe CT Cuba has clean air up to Martin now, yeah, and Echo's still behind that back marker that's been causing them so much trouble. Let's see. Does Martin have any problems for him? It does not seem like it. Martin seems to be in a pretty nice position to take that P3 last slot of the podium. Mafiosa has done his second bit, completed it. We'll see how this updates so Gilo is 51.25 seconds behind. So if he wants to win, it needs to go down to like 25-ish seconds to be even in tandem. Or, well, he gets a bit more than that, but it's gone to 52 now. And only to 38, unless there's a little bit more time loss in it, then yeah, Mafiosa does seem to be quite considerably ahead. It does seem to be shrinking a bit. But yeah, Mafiosa going for his final pit now. Let's go follow 32 Gilo in these last moments before Mafiosa comes out on the same number of pits as him. Hopefully, for Gilo's sake, we're going to see Mafiosa coming out around the same time as Gilo goes around that turn. For Mafiosa's sake, we're not going to see him at all. But it's hard to say. My guess is that Mafiosa's a considerable amount ahead, probably 3-4 seconds based on what we've seen. But it's hard to say. Here comes Gilo down the final straight now to go into the last lap. Coming around the first turn, I cannot see Mafiosa. Mafiosa not in the pit region anymore. Yeah, it looks like he's 7 seconds ahead-ish. I cannot see him on the screen when I'm watching Gilo. He would have to lose 5 seconds in this final lap to not win this race. And there's 2 back markers between them. Let's see. Mafiosa does have some back markers ahead of him, but all he has to do is take this safe, and it's in his hands. I think it's pretty safe to say that he's going to win this. We'll watch these last couple turns. And yeah, Mafiosa is going to be our winner. Looks like Gilo's going to follow him in P2, Martin in P3. What I want to see is this fight between CT Cuba and Echo Evo. Where is Echo Evo? Did I just miss him getting bumped terribly or something? Oh no, there's a 3-second gap. I'm stupid. Okay, yeah, it does look like our order's actually finished. There we go. Do we have a podium set up? I don't know. Midnight's out the track. Is there a podium on this? /TP Mafiosa. No, there isn't. Okay. Let's just watch the last few people finishing up then. Well, I guess there's still a couple laps for some of these guys probably. But yeah, our top 10 is decided. Mafiosa finishing 4.65 seconds behind Gilo. Gilo did get that flap though. He had some pretty unfortunate backmarker situations going on, and he still managed to be only 5 seconds behind. So that's definitely a commendable race for him. From him, Martin in P3, 15 seconds behind. So those two clearly were the ones dominating the race. Martin snatching up that one podium position that was left for him. CT Cuber and Echo in P4, P5, they were fighting all race. They were fighting for P3 at one point. They were fighting with Martin at one point. That was a great fight. Decided by backmarkers as always in WIBRS because of the structure of the league. But yeah. And then AL in P6. That's a surprising finish from AL right in front of Zoom with a tragic finish. Realistically, if what he thinks about his own skill is true, he should have been at least third there. But P7, damn, that's rough. That's... Where is he? Does he have voice mod? Zine. He doesn't seem to be here. Oh, he's in the stage. Alright, let me drag him up. How do I do this? How do I... Oh, invite to speak. There we go.
Never let Midnight pick a track again. This is the most shit thing I've ever driven in my life.
So, how was that P7?
That was horrible.
Yeah.
Because I shat myself in qualifying, right?
Do you want to tell us what happened?
I got P16 in qualifying.
Oh my, that is shocking in itself, man. What are you doing?
Because I was trying to watch F1 at the same time, and Rocket left call, so I couldn't even actually watch it.
Right. So that's a pretty rough race for you know. I've seen
and then the whole race is so ass because you can't do anything. Who? How does he made 4 versions, all of them with 0 ways of actually overtaking people?
I ask myself the same thing every season. All right, thank you, Zane. Let's invite Mafiosa up next after that thrilling interview with Zine blaming his entire terrible race on the track. Mafiosa, get up here. Is he gonna get up here? I don't know. Yeah, he is. Mafiosa, you won. I saw some of your racing. Yeah, it looked pretty good. You looked to be demolishing those back markers. I think I missed, like, I only ever noticed you losing time to back markers once, and I wasn't looking. So if you watch this back, you're gonna seem very good. You're welcome for that.
So basically, I lost once time, but it's not because of back markers. It's my own mistake. I just
okay.
Too much.
So do you reckon the back marker management is what's won you the race?
Yeah, pretty much. But I was held by back marker only once, and it was my teammates, and he didn't want to give up. So.
I mean, there's a lot of Polish drivers here today, it does look like. Were you communicating with them at all? Because I saw a few times where you got past some Polish drivers pretty easily.
Yeah, we were on the one call, everyone. Except APW, who was blocking me. But that's only detail, right?
Yeah. I mean, you won the race at the end of the day. Couldn't get that flap. Did you reckon that was a pace issue, or did you just not get enough clean laps to fight for it?
I many times equaled it, so I don't think it was a pace issue. I think it was just a fact I didn't want to risk a lot. for
Yeah,
just
that's fair
fastest
enough.
lap. I didn't want to lose time.
Yeah, playing it
Honestly.
safe, being solid, just taking that win home because you had a pretty considerable lead there at certain parts, and even at the end, a pretty solid lead, almost 5 seconds, and then 15 to P3. So it does definitely seem to have just been Gilo
20,
who was
20,
threatening.
20 to
Oh,
P3.
true, 2015 from Gilo. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a very dominant race. Are we gonna see more? Is Polish GP the next GP? Actually, hang on, let me check this. I
I don't
think
know,
it
but
might be.
Polish GP is always ass. I need to say it. So.
This season you got
I think
Mid
it's just
City.
midnight hate towards Polish.
Are you gonna try and do well for the Polish GP? I mean, you always try and do well, of course. Are you doing any special preparations for the Polish GP to make sure you win that, or it's just another race?
Honestly, I don't think I would touch it because it's mid city, so. But maybe like 10 minutes. Like
All
here,
right.
I spent like 30 minutes,
Yeah.
so it was peak.
Yeah, you're a
But
big
yeah,
fan of Mid City. Do you reckon this is better than V3?
look, I'm only king of the mid park. Okay, I don't think I can handle mid city.
Right.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for joining the interview. Well done on the win. All right.
Thanks.
See you.
See you.
All right. I'm ending the stream because I can't think of anything else to do. Bye bye.